It might be in a parking lot, it might not be quite what you're used to, but a real, live, in-person musical has just opened in the Berkshires. That's where Berkshire Theatre Group has found a way to safely stage Godspell. Kate McGuire, Artistic Director and CEO of Berkshire Theatre Group. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my goodness, how great to be with you.
You are among the first live theater shows to open in this country because you found a way to do it. Tell me, how are you presenting Godspell?
Well, Godspell is going to be presented outdoors under a tent adjacent to our beautiful Colonial Theater. We put up a tent on our grounds here to serve 100 under the tent. That's what is allowed in Phase 3. And Godspell will happen outdoors there.
How are you able to do it? How are you able to make everybody safe, from the audience to your stage people to the actors on stage?
Sure. So, like so many theaters in the country, we reached out to Actors Equity Association and began to put together a manual to try to put a show on.
And we should mention they're the big union that represents actors and has been looking out for actors from the beginning of this.
That's correct. And so in March, mid-March, when all the theaters closed, we hunkered down and thought, well, what is possible? And we began to study all the data that was out there. Around the end of April, we approached Actors Equity with a plan to produce theater outdoors. And I will say the first plan was rejected. We were told no. And then I got on a phone call just to ask about what the next step might be, when we might be able to resubmit. And as we worked through that initial phone call of rejection, and all of us expressing the desire to sort this through, I was asked if I would be the first to really work diligently, because the numbers in Berkshire County were dropping dramatically. So it also meant that we might be a safe place to do the work. So at the beginning of May, I entered into negotiations and a process with Actors Equity. We were literally on the phone some evenings at 10, 11 o'clock at night, again back on the phone in the morning. I don't think I did anything else for the next 2 months but work with Actors Equity, the doctor that they hired, a wonderful doctor named Dr. Michaels, who kept sending things back to us, and we were always asking how, what, why. It all boiled down to testing, social distancing, and masks, which is what we've all been told through this.
You've also taken a page out of the playbook, pun intended, from some of the sports leagues like the NHL, the NBA, which are creating bubbles. How is that the case with you?
So, like the NBA, we've created really restrictive bubbles. So the acting company, the director, the music director, and the choreographer are all in one bubble. They are tested 3 times a week and live together, stick together, groceries are brought to them. I mean, it's a very restrictive process.
What about your audience? For people who want to come see the show, what have you done to make them feel safe?
When we were working with Actors Equity, what I began to realize is if I can keep the actors safe, then I'm also learning how to keep the rest of the staff safe and the audience safe. So when the audience arrives, their temperatures are checked. They all are required to wear masks, but also each day we arrange the seats in different formats. So if you're coming with your family and there are 4 people and you are all together, you can sit together. Distance is the next couple, distanced is the next group.
I'm sure you've weighed whether this is the right thing to do. How did you come in favor of essentially the show must go on?
Well, the show must go on probably because I've been doing this for the past 60 years, 4 when I started. So the show must go on, but the show must go on and we always have to make sure that our actors are safe. And what I had said to Equity was, I'll say yes until we have to say no. But we kept finding ways, and the group of actors that are with us also wanted to find the way. And so the level of hope is enormous. And in these times, It is one of the reasons that we picked Godspell. It is one of the reasons that we stuck with it. And truly, just for glimmers of hope here or there means so much.
Well, I was just going to ask about why Godspell, why now. It does seem, first of all, for the uninitiated, give people a sense of what this show is and why this is perfect for this moment.
Godspell, with music and lyrics written by Stephen Schwartz, the great Stephen Schwartz. Folks recognize him from the fabulous musical Wicked and so many others, Pippin, so many. It was written about the Gospel of Matthew and Jesus and Judas and a group of individuals that are in chaos in their lives. The story is essentially about love and community.
And you've set this in the present day. This isn't a period piece.
This is not a period piece. This is in the midst of COVID.
How will it feel? We're so used to seeing musicals. Yours will be, again, really the first time that we see how a musical will be staged in this era. How do you prepare people? What should we expect?
Oh, we should expect a great show. And I don't know how the experience is going to feel. I mean, when we finally got the agreement, I think it was our choreographer, Jerry McIntyre, he literally burst into tears and said, "Can you imagine what it's going to feel like on opening night? We will have done it."
What has this done to you? We keep hearing reports of what this has done to the arts sector, but will you survive this?
I hope we'll survive. The Berkshire Theatre Group is going to be celebrating its 100th anniversary in this coming decade. So we have to survive. But we're a $4 million budget. We'll probably lose about $2 million this year. We have been very fortunate in terms of people giving and supporting us. But the industry itself, if this goes on for another year, what will happen to all the artists? It's a dangerous time.
What are you most cherishing about returning to the stage?
Just watching. Imagine watching the audience's faces.
It's all for the you must never be distressed. Yes, it's all for the wrong will be redressed. Yes, it's all for the someone's got to be oppressed. Yes, it's all for the
Kate McGuire, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
Oh, such a pleasure to meet you. Come visit.
I will. Thank you so much.